There's this new micro brew pub downtown that I went to the other day. I don't normally go to these kinds of places, but I've heard some pretty cool stories about this recently. So I decided to go down and check this out. There's an interesting spiritual center I've been going to. You can learn meditation and learn how to use crystals to determine your future. They also have this really cool class on how to interpret tarot cards, to be able to read tarot cards and understand your future. I watched this interesting documentary the other night about different ways that you can improve learning. It turns out that the CIA has done a lot of research on how to accelerate learning in order to train their agents. Their agents need to learn quickly about foreign cultures and languages to be more effective when they go and spy on people. There's this really cool street magician that I see downtown a lot. Sometimes this guy is juggling. Sometimes this guy is doing card tricks. Sometimes this guy is doing mental mind reading tricks. But he's always talking a good game. I think this strategy is pretty cool. First, he decides to learn how to do certain tricks. Then he combines stories with these magic tricks. When people walk by this guy, they notice the tricks and stop and pay attention to this. But as they are watching these tricks, they start to listen carefully to the stories this guy is telling. And embedded in these stories are a lot of positive things about the people that are watching. Like this guy will embed a lot of ideas about the people watching this to make people feel good about themselves. He will make people feel good about your financial future. He will make people feel good about your romantic future. He even uses a kind of covert hypnosis to program people to make more money, to program people to become more outgoing, to program people to become more creative, to program people to become more sexual. They said the secret is to learn things from a different structural level. That if you study something but from many different angles, you'll actually increase your brain plasticity. In one study, they tried this on students of algebra. In one group, they had them learn algebra like normal. But in another group, they had them learn algebra in a different way. Not only did they do algebra problems, but they also decided to study the history of algebra. This is a weird way to increase brain capacity so that you can do things like learn algebra if you decided one day that you wanted to learn algebra. The idea is to take anything that you want to learn this and then focus on this from as many different angles as possible. I wanted to give them a donation. After all, they taught me how to read tarot cards so that I could predict the future. They said they don't take donations. Since they had a very modern building in a very wealthy part of town, I asked them how they were able to get so much money. She only smiled and told me that is something that you need to figure this out for yourself, that everybody wants more money. Everybody wants to get more money, but nobody can tell you how to get more money. Every person, every organization has to find out on their own how to get more money. The beers there were very expensive, but they had some pretty good food. I ended up talking to this pretty cute girl for a while. She was attractive and had an interesting tattoo. The tattoo reminded me of Osiris from Egyptian mythology. She said it was kind of like him, but different. She said she belonged to a pagan cult that just opened up in town. I asked her about it. She said I should come check this out. She said that their cult leader had a ton of charisma. And she said just listening to this guy tell stories was mesmerizing. That embedded in this guy's stories was some really cool ideas. Really cool ideas that make you think about things differently. Ideas that make you want to explore things differently. Ideas that make you want to question things so that you can find more than what other people find. Because if you can find more, you can understand more. And this is just the beginning.